Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. Jared and Bob here. Uh, we got not. It's not a. It's not a retraction or anything. It's a follow up. There we go. That's a good. That's a good way to kick it off. Um, we got to follow up to the last episode because we kicked off the last episode talking about OJ, right, and OJ dying and that whole thing, and um admittedly, I'm pretty ignorant to the whole situation, right? Like I know like the super high level cliff notes of it. Um, and I know we went into like a whole big long discussion on it. Turns out, um, Sexy Chris actually went down a rabbit hole on this a while ago, and he was messaging me about it and all like the information and everything. And holy shit, dude, like his first message to me, like in like how it started the conversation, was he was like, I so wished I was on this OJ conversation for the new podcast. I was like, after I read everything that he wrote, I was like, yeah, I kind of wish you were too. But I will share it, right? Because I'm that's just the kind of guy that I am, right? I want people to get credit where credit is due. And also it's like a fucking nuts story. So apparently, Robert Kardashian and OJ were friends in college. So he wasn't actually OJ's attorney. He was OJ's friend who happened to be an attorney and was effectively OJ's fixer, like for a very long time. And he said basically the wolf from Pulp Fiction. Um, which was that Harvey Keitel?
I don't know.
Yeah, I might be mixing up. I think I am the Reservoir Dogs. I think because I know Harvey Keitel was in that. Um, but the wolf from Pulp Fiction is basically who Bob Kardashian was for OJ. Um, he was specifically brought on to OJ's defense team so that he could not be named as a witness against OJ. Because if he went on the stand against OJ, he said it was game over. So all of this time, right? Everyone's like, oh, yeah, Kardashian, he was OJ's attorney. No, turns out he was OJ's friend who happened to be an attorney, who was also his fixer, who had all kinds of dirt on OJ, that they named him part of the defense team to protect him from taking the stand. So that's kind of fucking nuts. And then he also said, um, also on the actual OJ defense team was Alan Dershowitz, who you may or may not know. It may sound familiar because he was an attorney that was tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case. And then even more where it gets weird is Johnny Cochran, right? The guy I didn't know about, but you did, because of South
Stalker
Park.
defense.
Yeah. He was one of P. Diddy's attorneys back in the day and also was an attorney for Michael Jackson. So Chris was saying that like during COVID, when he was bored, he went down the rabbit hole on some of this shit. And he said some of those people on the defense team were also involved as lawyers during the Tupac and Biggie shit that was going on in the 90s. So like effectively, right, the same grouping of lawyers was involved with OJ Simpson, Jeffrey Epstein, P. Diddy, Michael Jackson, Tupac, Biggie. Like these guys were in all kinds of shady shit.
Like in an ensemble uh defense team. Like how like a movie has an ensemble cast. He had all the biggest stars.
Yeah. Yeah. That's basically what it was. Um, and kind of nuts to see the like somehow, some way or another, like these guys kind of had their hands in a bunch of like shady legal proceedings all throughout the 90s.
Well, I mean, stick to what you're good at, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. But I didn't know that about Robert Kardashian. I think that's actually fucking hilarious that he
But like
was
when
he
you were
was a
like,
friend
oh,
who happened to be an attorney, that they were like, fuck, we can't let this guy get on the stand, so we'll just say he's part of the defense team.
yeah, and like that was my whole thing with, I mean, obviously, like, South Park aside, generally South Park is either factual
Right.
or satirical based on facts. They've
Right.
never just like
Made something up.
blatantly made something up that definitely like never happened.
Right. Right.
Like they didn't talk about how Moses and Abraham got into the fucking cage and had an inferno match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, they could do part of that, but then they would also tell you something that was true. So I'm like,
Right.
because I remember Johnny Cochran being the big deal. So that's why, like, even in like, mid 2000, or I guess it would be early 2010s, people like, oh, well, Rob Kardashian was on the trial. And I'm like, then who the fuck was he?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he must have just been a fucking like lawyer number seven, which turns out, yes,
Basically.
he basically was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm just here so I don't get fucking cross-examined.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of nuts. So I wanted to lead with that and share the update with everyone, because I'm sure there were some people that might have been listening to us that knew that and were like, "Wow, you guys are fucking morons." But now
Yes.
we're sharing the information. And if you didn't know, maybe your mind just blew like mine did when I read the text messages from Chris.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe you didn't know we are fucking morons.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would assume if you've listened to at least one episode, you know that we're fucking
I would
morons.
say 90 seconds of airtime should probably give a pretty good idea of where we're at.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. All right. So, uh, couple things here. I know we we did a lot of stuff on the Masters leading into it. And obviously it was this past weekend. But now it's over, right? Which we have to wait 364 more days until the next one. Actually less than that because it starts earlier, like it's a multi-day tournament. So whatever, call it 359 days. Um, I saw this thing today on Twitter that the not saw this thing. It's real. The ratings came out for the Masters, and it was the lowest rated Masters since Hideki won in 2021. So I think when Hideki won, it got like, and this is just the final round. I think Hideki got 9.48 million viewers, and Sunday got 9.54. I think it was I want to say it was down 20% from last year. And what do you think like the big narrative was out of the gate by all the fucking experts on Twitter?
Honestly, dude, like, uh, you just tell, you know what, just tell me.
See, didn't do this at all. It's just the game is dying. And it's like, okay, everyone's like, oh, I thought Live. Everyone put it was like, and these are the people, which I think it's funny if you want to get like deeper into the whole thing. These are like the PGA apologists, right? Like these are the never livers, if you will, right? To borrow a never Trumper nomenclature. These are the never livers, right? That are like, no, fuck them, fuck that, fuck Live, fuck those guys, fuck this, whatever. Um, they're like, I thought the live guys being in the tournament was going to make ratings better. So like those are all the guys that are like shitting on that instead of sitting there saying the sport that I like has dropped 20% in in ratings in the last year, and it's the lowest rated Masters since a guy from Japan won. And it's like, you're not going to talk about that. You're just going to take this opportunity to once again, right? It's like it's literally it's very similar to the whole like Trump derangement syndrome where everything leads back to Trump equals bad. It's everything that happens is live equals bad, right? Like the PGA Tour ratings are down. Well, live is bad. That's why, because live equals bad. It's like, well, all the live guys were here. Yeah, well, everyone told me that once the live guys come back, the ratings are going to get higher, and they didn't. So, see, live is bad. Like that's effectively like what's going on here, and everyone is just being fucking dickheads about it on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm good. Like professional golf is really starting to piss me off and it really fucking sucks. Um, because some of the narratives from this are, well, Scheffler's boring. He's not interesting. He's not a character. You know, people like you can't have it both ways. All your characters left. Anybody with any remotely interesting character traits, they're gone.
Right.
Now they're there for the Masters because it's a major, but DeChambeau, Hatton, probably I was to say, like him or hate him, probably hate him. Patrick Reed, Bubba Watson. These people were interesting. Now, some
Right.
of it good, some of it bad.
John
A lot of,
Rahm.
lot of it bad. Rom.
Oh, the heated Spaniard.
And then it's like, well, people are like, well, I like Rory. I'm like, what the fuck is there to like about that guy?
Yeah.
Like, I'll never get that. It's like, oh, well, he's so likable. All he does is fucking make an outlandish statement and then come back on it like a few months later.
Yeah.
That's all the guy does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's nothing interesting about him at
No.
all.
DJ, he's gone. DJ
Phil,
was great.
Phil, gone, neutered.
Right.
Like,
Right.
there's no one interesting left. So when they're like, even Cam Smith is like moderately interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he was crushing beers out of the fucking the claret jug. And
So
then he was
and,
doing a
and
shoey.
so that's the thing. They're talking about wow, Scottie Scheffler is just boring. Couldn't be a more boring winner. Well, there could. His name is Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah.
But like, what's so good about Xander Schauffele or Colin Morikawa, Tony Finau?
None of them have juice. The guy that
And
has
not for
the
nothing, what's
most
so
personality,
interesting about Justin Thomas?
yeah, not a lot,
And
really.
honestly, what's so interesting about Jordan Spieth?
Yeah.
They call
No,
him they call him Golden Boy
yeah.
because since the beginning he's been like better than everyone. He's the chosen one, the golden child. Like,
Yeah.
but what's interesting about him? Nothing. All he does is bitch at his caddy,
Yeah.
and he never shuts up.
So the
And now
guy
people,
the guy that has the most personality is actually better when he's not even on camera on the PGA tour is Max Homa. Right? When you get Max Homa like on
yeah,
YouTube or with like the podcast guys or whatever, like he's great. He's awesome. But when you put him in front of a PGA tour camera, he does he's the buttoned up golf guy, right? He's like, oh yeah, the most outlandish thing you're gonna get him to say was the after the Masters when he finished whatever it was, third or fourth or whatever. Someone asked him like, oh, considering how everything went this weekend and all that and whatever, how do you think all this is gonna feel tomorrow? And his response was, well, I haven't drank alcohol in a really long time, and I was saving it all for the Sunday night of the Masters. So I would assume I'm going to feel pretty awful tomorrow morning, but it'll be fine, and I'll be okay. Like that was like the most you're going to get out of him from like a PGA Tour standpoint. But like when he's on YouTube with all those guys, like he's hilarious.
so the only guy
And on
right now,
Twitter, right? Like he does, he's the roast my swing guy on Twitter.
the only guy right now that's even giving you anything is Wyndham Clark, and he is a fucking idiot
Yeah,
because he's not good enough to back it up.
right.
Like, there's nobody interesting. So that's what. Well, if there was a more interesting winner, the guy the guy is leaps and bounds fucking better than anybody else in golf right now.
Right.
And you're telling me watching him win like doesn't get you going? Like
Right.
leaps and bounds better. I don't know what you people want
Yeah.
because they don't want live guys to win, but they want someone interesting. But there are no interesting people. So what do you want?
I wonder, and this is just me pontificating, if you will. Um, but I wonder if some of it has to do with the fact that Scotty is like very religious.
Does because people don't like that either.
Yeah. I think people don't like him because he's a man of God. He's just like, nope, golf is not my identity. That's not what I want to be. And then someone was like, well, what is your identity? And he was like, well, golly gee, like, I don't really know. I would like to think that, my legacy would be a little bit more than golf. And he's like, I love my wife. I love my soon to be child. All glory be to God. And he is the one that gives me the strength to do all this stuff. And he just goes on and on. And I think people really don't like that. So I think this is not the same, right? Let's be clear. We're also not popular enough for this to ever like be a thing anyway. So let me state for the record, it's not the same, but it's kind of similar, right? To the things we see with you know, people that tell like black athletes to stop sharing their opinion and go back to play their sport, right? Like you see it occasionally, right? Because and what's everyone's response? Oh, well, they just don't want to say the N word, so they just say something stupid about the athlete or whatever, right? So it's like this is similar to that in a way, because people are like they won't outwardly come out and say, "Well, I hate him because he believes in God," but that's why you don't like him. You're just trying to find other ways to say you don't like him, right? We see it all the time. We see it all the time. It's mostly, I would say, it's mostly with athletes, right? I would say it's almost exclusively athletes. People will come out and be like, "Oh yeah, Well, I think a good thing is we see it in football with wide receivers sometimes, right? They'll look at like a I don't know, whoever, pick a guy, Taekwon Thornton, right? And be like, oh, he's kind of lazy. He's not really a hard worker, whatever. Then you look at someone like Julian Edelman. Oh, man, guy works really hard. His first one in the weight room,
You
last
still you
one
don't
to
like black
leave.
people, dude.
And it's like, yeah, dude, you can just say that you don't like him because he's black because that's kind of fucked up. Like that's a fucked up thing to say. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Well,
similar. It's
I had a
similar, right,
guy.
to the Scottie Scheffler God thing.
Yeah, the guy doesn't come with us anymore. I said it to him, but he didn't hear me because he's a fucking moron. He's like, oh, Marvin Harrison Jr. He goes, I don't know, like the hair and like,
Yeah, yeah. But flashy, right?
he's
That's the thing
kind of a
about Dion.
diva.
People will be like, "Oh, I don't really like Dion. He's always got the bling. He's always got this." It's like, do you say you don't like him because he's black? Like that's
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
what I said. I looked right back at him. I go, you can say you don't like him because he's black. Like it actually is easier. You don't have to
Yeah,
dance around the subject.
right, right. Yeah, so similar idea. Like you can say you don't like Scotty because he's religious. Like just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, my only criticism of Scottie Scheffler is like every time he talks about his wife, it's like, God damn it, shut the fuck up. And like he like tears up talking about her. It's like, shut the fuck up. So then it's like at like in the presser, and
No one should like their wife that much.
okay, it's like, don't get me wrong, like you don't tear up just
Yeah,
mentioning her name.
yeah.
That's not legitimate.
Right, right. No,
Because
that's true.
if you can't say her name in a presser without like fucking choking up,
Yeah,
something's not right there. I don't know what,
yeah.
but something's not
It's like a
right.
weird like codependency.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it a ton anymore. He did it a few times. I don't know. But then it's like at the presser, it's like, oh, I'm coming home. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that why you were wearing the exact same fucking clothes to some fucking dive bar next to
Yeah.
the Dallas PJ fucking airport, wherever the fuck you flew into?
Right.
Like, you didn't even change out of your golf clothes. So it's like coming home. I'm not even gonna shower. I'm gonna save myself 20 minutes. Coming right home.
Yeah.
But you stopped at the dive bar,
Yeah.
like man of God. Can't mention my wife's name without choking up. You hang out at that place.
Yeah.
Something seems a little off here.
Yeah.
But luckily, I only give a flying fuck. Well, I guess I can't. Well, he doesn't say enough. Like, yeah, okay, the God stuff. Like, whatever you like, God, fine.
Yeah. That's fine. I don't, it
Um, but
doesn't matter.
if you're gonna be that good at golf and win golf tournaments, I'm in.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Because he's fucking nasty.
yeah,
It's
I mean, you can't. This is the other thing too, though. People are like, it's boring. We haven't had a playoff since 2017. It's like, I don't know what you want. These guys suck.
yeah,
And I say that like, no, they're remarkable at golf. But the guys that you need to make this thing interesting either are not good this year or piss down their leg.
right.
Like Morikawa, you found the water on 11. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. And then again on 15, didn't he get
Did he
water
find it again?
twice?
I don't know. He made a double on 9 and a double on 11 or something.
Yeah.
Did he double 9? I don't remember if he did. I think he got stuck in a bunker. I don't know what hole. But I'm like, these guys, they can't put any heat on Scottie Scheffler. It's like the only way that they can beat Scottie Scheffler is if he takes himself out of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a very. I'm sorry. Yeah, I will level with you. It's not a very interesting style of golf
No.
where one guy is way better than the rest, and he's not Tiger Woods.
Yeah, he doubled 9 and 11.
Yeah, I think he hit his approach in a bunker on 9, left it in the bunker, hit that out, couldn't make the putt. Double happens fast.
Yeah.
But okay, shit like that happens. But like to hit it in the water on 11, like what the fuck?
Yeah. And Oberg did it too.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Like you guys were at the top. You don't get like if you're at the bottom and you hit it in that water, maybe you don't have control of your golf ball that week. I don't know.
Right.
You guys were at the top. How the fuck do you hit it in that water? How?
Yeah.
Like even the cliche. Well, Ben Hogan says, if you ever see me hit the 11th green, you'll
Yeah.
know I pulled my shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's some fucking truth to that. Although when Ben Hogan played, those mounds were fucking insane.
Yeah.
I
They had to take him. Well, they eventually took him out. I'm listening to that podcast, by the way, the 5 part. I
yeah,
think I'm on part 3. I'm like 15 minutes into part 3.
yeah. I saw a picture. If I can find it, I'll show it to you. Dude, mounds. This was like a fucking ski slope
Yeah.
that they called mounds. Like no shit, you couldn't hit it down that way because it would go careening into the water. Like it was fucking crazy. Um, but I'm like, come on, like, and don't get me wrong. I understand a bad golf shot is always waiting,
Yeah.
but how? When you are in contention, how the fuck do you hit it in the water on 11? If you hit it in the water on 12, I get it. If you hit it on 13, sometimes I get that too, depending on the shot. How do you do that on 11?
Yeah.
You guys are fucking bums.
Yep. And not just one, two guys did it too, right?
Yeah, and meanwhile, everyone else pissed down their leg.
Right.
Like Bryson, out of it. Fleetwood, backdoor. Xander, backdoor.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull up the final leaderboard now if my
You don't
phone will
have to.
cooperate.
It's we don't even need to go into that because
Yeah. Yeah, no
yeah,
one
I
was
mean
even really within striking distance other than Oberg. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a big reason as to why the ratings were down. I think ratings were down because it was more of the reason
Not gonna
is
grab the
that
casual fan
exactly. It wasn't a compelling product on Sunday.
for non-golf sickos.
Right. Right.
Because again, if you're a fan of this, if you're so that's the thing. If you're a fan of PGA Tour and like if you give a shit about like the Live versus PGA Tour thing, this was massive.
Right.
Scottie Scheffler winning was huge because he's your top guy.
Right.
It's like WCW versus fucking WWE. You wanted
Yeah.
fucking Goldberg. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you wanted.
Yep.
And if you were WWE, you wanted fucking Stone Cold. Like, that's what you needed.
Yep.
And then if you're a PGA Tour fan but don't really give a shit about Live, not Live, whatever. Well, this was still good too because the best player in the world actually won.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it never happens in fucking golf.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, if you're a casual person, no, why? What would lead you to tune in?
Right.
And I will say there seems to be a trend, a growing trend, at least in the last. Nah, it's probably been this way honestly forever. It just seems like too many guys fucking give it away on 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
and then there's not enough. There's not enough to get back on 13, 15, 16.
Right. So I have a question for you that I'm going to steal from Barstool, and then we'll move away from the Masters until next year. Um, so I saw on Instagram they posted a clip. I think it was Barstool at least. No, maybe it was. I don't know. It was. I saw a video. Right. Someone posted a video on Twitter that said, "Could you win the Masters if you started every hole on the green and all you had to do was putt? However, wherever the cup was cut that day, your ball started on the furthest point away from that, but still on the green. Could you win if all you had to do was putt?" And his answer, which was probably my answer too, was out of the gate initially, I would love to say, yeah, of course. But after thinking about it for a couple minutes, it's like, probably not actually.
No, because over 72 holes, you need to be 11 under, right?
Yeah.
And if the ball is being placed as far away as possible,
I'm gonna I got a Code Brown situation.
oh boy,
So-
I think I can handle this. Yeah, so I mean, I've actually heard this. It's tough because this question comes up every year, and people always answer it. So there's a couple different ways that it can go. Uh, I want to say Foreplay had John Rahm on, and there was the same question like last year, and John Rahm asked, "Do I get to place the ball?" And they go, "Yeah, sure." He goes, "Not a chance." He goes, "You will putt off greens, you will four putt greens, like you will not like no way." He goes, "If I get to place it, absolutely not." And I think that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of holes where you can't get from one section to the other like really at all. Um and if you're putting like length to length, you're not making any. So you can just get rid of that right away. I genuinely don't see how anybody at that golf actually it's really almost like any golf course because if you go to a US Open golf course or any professional event, putting from end to end is almost impossible. Like I know like a three putt still puts you one under, but if you try to go end to end on number 2 at Augusta, the ball's not stopping if you even get it there. And then if you hit it off that green, you need to chip up, you need to get down. Like you could easily make 6, 7 on 2, on 7, on 6, on 9. Like those are all holes that you could realistically hit the ball, like putt the ball into a bunker or putt it off the front, putt it back to the fairway in the case of 9. And then never mind, like, even, like, what would be, like, the more straightforward greens, they're just so fucking long. They're either long or wide, you don't get both, but trying to make those putts from end to end and taking the slopes the right way, and never mind, the speeds are crazy. We don't like, the regular person doesn't read greens well. They're going to really, really struggle with speed control, with lines, and especially if you are missing your lines, the ball just breaks that much further away, and you're gonna miss a bunch of 2 or 3 footers. Welcome back. You're not
Yeah.
doing it. No, you're like, you're not putting from end to end, you are not doing it. It's too fucking hard.
No, especially on some of the greens, right, where they're so big
Well, I said you're gonna
and
like,
the undulations.
I was gonna say, I said you're gonna end up in the fairway a couple times,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, for
now
sure.
you need to hit a legitimate shot. So
Right.
good fucking luck.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's hard enough to putt, you know, from 20 feet and in, let alone, you know, outside of 25 feet in most cases.
Yeah, it's not really. I think one of the other questions that came up was, would would a scratch from 100 in the fairway win the Masters? And that's also a no for me. I don't even know if they make the cut.
Yeah.
And I just don't think people can really fathom how good these guys really are and how hard some of these golf courses really can be. Because never mind, like, you're getting you're getting guys that end up shooting like in the 80s. Because there's the other thing, if you're winning this tournament, that means you got to putt in all that wind.
Yeah.
So you had guys shooting in the 80s that played on Thursday, had at least 18 holes of practice, if not more. Never mind, they all get 5 or 6 rounds throughout the year to come and practice. So before that one event, they might have played that golf course 7 times.
Right.
And some of them have done that 5, 7, 10, 12, 25 fucking years,
Yeah.
and it still eats them up.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, you're right. A scratch can fucking a scratch will never miss the green from 100 in the fairway, and we're gonna get up and down putting
Yeah.
all these fucking lengths. No way.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, um, yeah, so that said, again, moving away from golf and for the Masters until next year. Um, Sort of, kind of, in a way. So I just said that and I lied a little bit, but this isn't really to do with golf. I think you may have mentioned this because now that I'm about to say it, I feel like I heard this from you. But like, when the fuck did picture frames become so expensive?
Well, that's why I made my own for my US Open flag.
Yeah.
Because the
So
the golf specific frames are like, I wanted to say they were between like 60 and $100
yeah, I was gonna say the cheapest one I found was like $82.
for a flag.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's why I made mine.
yeah.
No, it doesn't have a glass front, but plus
I mean, do you
I would
need a
say
glass front?
no. But it gave that was the thing. It gave me something to do, and but yeah, I don't know why those frames are so expensive.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts. So like obviously, so you when you went to Augusta, you brought back a pin flag for me. So now I want to like put it in a frame. But yeah, I just looked for The first thing I searched for was um pin flag frames, and I found a bunch, but they were like $120 or whatever. And I was like, that's absurd. So then I just got the dimensions of it and saw, I think it was a 17 by 23 is the frame. So then I'm searching some of those. And then that like the cheapest one I found was like $80. And I'm like, how? How is just the cheapest thing? A frame is $80. Who's going to spend $80 on a picture frame?
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's
Like I
more
went
than
into the
double
wrong
the
business,
cost of the
apparently.
flag.
Yeah. Yeah, flag was $40. You want me to pay $80 for a stupid fucking frame?
And that again, that's why I made mine. And truthfully, so now I'm backlogged on flags. I'm over a year backlogged. I don't even know what to do anymore.
You know what you
Now
should do is
I may
create a frame business
fuck yeah, I say
and
I'm not
sell
good
them
enough though.
sell them for $60 instead of $80. You undercut the market. And
Only
then
problem
you'll
is I ain't that good at making them. So
you
um
get better with practice.
true. But yeah, I mean, I've got shit. I think I have 5 in the closet now. So I'm like, I don't, I, off the top of my head, I don't know what my strategy is because for me to make 5 of these frames, I guess I can like try to make it smaller. The one I made was like fairly big, but that was when I had one flag,
Right.
and it took me like fucking days because I don't know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really have like a great like workspace.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm outside, I'm on a patio, I'm back in the basement, I'm fucking like it's a mess. It's a fucking zoo out here. So yeah, I'm like I'm a little like fuck, I don't know what I want to do with
I know what you don't want to do is
these
spend
other 5.
$80 on a fucking frame.
Oh yeah, spend $400 on frames.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Pay I guess the ocean course is more money than that. What's like a $400 course?
uh
Maybe Whistling Straits.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe Beth Page.
No, I bet Page is less than that. It's owned by the state.
Oh yeah.
Um, Harbortown's probably like $400. Would you rather play Harbortown or buy fucking 5 frames? I think I'll play Harbortown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or nine holes at Sawgrass or 5 frames. It's like, well, either both of these sound like a fucking bad deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
So,
know. Maybe I gotta fucking break out the table saw and figure out how to streamline this process a little bit.
yeah. Sounds like you need to start a frame business.
It could definitely. Well, I guess I could also like 100%. I could rip it way smaller than that. I mean, is this gonna turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I just kind of like made it with what I made it with. I don't even know.
I
Did
mean,
I
dude,
get
that
one?
looks pretty fucking good. Like that. I mean, I know it's a front facing camera on a computer to something that's about 15 feet away on the wall, but like it looks it looks like a professional picture frame.
Hey, the
Like if you
camera's
told
the
me
the camera's doing me a lot of help right now.
if you told me you spent $80 on that thing from Michaels, I'd believe you.
Like I said, the camera's doing me a lot of good. Um, but this is the problem is now it's like, okay, so for me to make 5 more of those, very possible. Now
Yeah.
again, I don't know. Those might be 1x2s. I might have used 1x2s and made an outside frame and an inside frame.
Oh, 1x2s aren't even 1x2 anymore. Three
Well, that's
quarters
good
by
because
one and a half.
that's good because if they were fucking actual 1x2s, it'd be even bigger.
Every
Um,
time, I don't know why, but every single time anyone says the measurement of any sort of lumber, it just reminds me of being a kid and my grandfather bitching and moaning about how 2x4s aren't even 2x4 anymore. Oh, they're one and a half by three and a half or whatever. Like whatever
I
his
think it
rant
knocks a quarter off,
whatever
like
his rant
the
was back.
milling.
I don't. I again, some things I have autistic memory about, but I will never forget uh just being a kid and hearing him bitch and moan about how lumber isn't the way it used to be. And it's not 2x4 isn't actually a 2x4. It doesn't like someone could be talking about like a 4x4 post or like a fucking 6x8, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anytime anyone says any sort of measurement of lumber, I immediately think, look, it's not even the same fucking size. But
Yeah,
anyway.
which I don't need them to be accurate. Never have really. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely like rip smaller cuts. I I guess. I don't see why I couldn't.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, okay, well, how much wall space is this gonna occupy? Because I got that one up, I got fucking five more now.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I was like, I'm gonna have to cut this off to like top, like really top courses and then like events.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me. The only flag I have that wouldn't fit that criteria is the hay. But I got the hay because the logo is a seal with the fucking pin flag in his mouth.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool logo, so I got it. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, oh, I've got all these pin flags from all these fucking random places. Like, no. Two from Augusta, one from Pebble, one from Spyglass, and one from the Hay to go with the country club, which is already up. Or the
Right.
US country club. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not like you're going to get one from like Blackstone National.
Yeah, or it's like you can buy one at Ocean Edge down the Cape. And I go, I'm not gonna buy one until I play the course. And then I played the course, I go, listen, the course was good, the price was probably right, like conditions were fine, pace of play was fine. I'm like, I don't need a pin flag to this place. But Cape Cod National, I don't know.
Yeah, hey. Actually, you know what? That reminds me. What was the name of that course? I think it's a 9-hole course that's like wicked fucking old, and it's in like the Wareham area. It has like a rock wall in
Oh,
the middle.
Marion?
Oh, Marion. Okay,
Yeah, it's in Marion.
okay. Because my buddy Neil was texting me, and he keeps trying to figure out a way to golf, and he lives on the Cape, but he works in Rhode Island. So he's like, where is somewhere that's like right in between us? And I was like, dude, I think literally the middle between us is like Marion and like Wareham. And I was like, there's a course there that's super old and it's got a rock wall in one of the fairways. It's a 9-holer, but like I think it's got the two sets of tees where you play like front and back, like whites and blues or whatever. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I mean that could work." And I was like, "I gotta find out what name it is. I don't actually know where it is."
Yeah, it's Marion.
Yeah,
Um, with Marion, uh, I mean, I thought it was a really cool place. So just preface it that way, like it's cooler than it is because I mean, it's fairly short. Again, you're hitting over rock walls, and on the second hole, you'll probably hit at the seventh green, and then look to your right and go, "Oh shit, what's that?" Um, so, but yeah, I mean, I like Marion. That might not really. Again, I don't know my geography that well. That might not really be in the middle of you guys, because that's like, how the fuck did I get there?
probably 495 to. I mean, it's off. It's probably a separate highway off of 495, like Route 6 or something stupid like that. But
Yeah.
we would both end up taking
Yeah,
495
it's in a
to
weird
oh, it's
place
to one
because
it's 195.
Okay.
And hey, oddly enough, Route 6 is also right there too. I
It's
mean,
in it,
technically, dead center between where he is on the Cape and me is like Lakeville, but I mean, I'm not going to go to Lakeville Country Club.
I mean, Pacoy Brook,
Yeah,
you're not going to go to Lakeville Country Club.
no,
Yeah, then you're in a little bit of a bit of a weird spot.
yeah. Because then like Bridgewater is a little bit too far out of the way. I mean, I don't care, but like again, him coming from the Cape, like Bridgewater is just a little bit extra because you got to go up 18 the whole way. You know what I mean? Like there's no like 495 is really easy,
Yeah.
but 18 can be a bitch.
Fuck it, go to Plymouth.
Yeah, I know, right? I would just also just drive to Plymouth. I don't really give a shit. There's a million courses in Plymouth. So, um, all right, let me see here. Oh, before we wrap this up, um, do I want to? No, I'm gonna save that one. See if we can get Joe. I tried to get Jones on tonight, um, but he wasn't able to make it. I'm gonna save something for what I'm gonna really try and see if we get Jones back. So before we wrap things up, I'll go in a different direction. You had your first stuffy over the weekend, which is another callback to a previous episode that we have. I don't know how few, it was a few episodes ago. We were talking about what does Rhode Island bring to the table or something like that as a state. Um, and they, because obviously the Rhode Island style calamari is great. But we talked about stuffies and stuffed quahogs for anyone else out there that's like, what the fuck is a stuffy? Um, you had your first one over the weekend. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a baked clam.
Oh, it's stuffed quahog.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's stuffy.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you tell
any
Craig?
no, I'm not getting into that.
Oh, dude, they're great, right? How good
No,
was
honestly, I don't know if he would I don't know if he would. I think he might agree with me on that. It's like, yeah, it's good. It's just
yeah.
stuffed clam.
Well, so the ones that we had, because I don't buy the original ones because I think they're kind of fucking lame. The ones that we had were Portuguese style, so it has chorizo in it.
Which sounds better than any alternative.
It is 100% better than the alternative.
Yeah, I mean, like, so that's the thing is like, so facts of the case. I like seafood. I like clams. I like shellfish. I like most of the baked stuffed whatever because they're kind of all the same. So it's like
Yeah,
stuffed clams, stuffed cohogs, crab cakes. Again, we're all talking the same fucking tribe here.
right.
I like all that. So yes, stuffed cohogs, they were good. I don't understand the rage or what would make them so much different than anything else. And then someone would be like, "Oh, we got to try these ones." It's like, no, that's not how this works. Because whichever place has the best, well, let me find the best baked clam, and it's gonna be the same thing. Like we're
Yeah,
splitting hairs here.
right,
I'm
right.
trying to give this fucking godforsaken state some credit with the Rhode Island calamari, and I think that's where we're gonna land because if you gave me a stuffed quahog, a stuffed flam, and like a baked oyster, kind of all next to each other, I'm probably gonna pick the one that tastes the best, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh well, the quahog in this is way better than the." No,
Yeah,
that's not how this is gonna go.
yeah.
But the Rhode Island style calamari is like actually good, and it actually enhances the already good. dish. So it took something that was good and made it better. It didn't take something that was just like good and make it the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the only impression I got. Like, this is good. Like,
Yeah.
I would eat this. Not
Right.
that I get like baked clams like a lot, or really. I don't know why I don't get them more often. I don't know. Yeah, they're good.
All right.
But if I meet someone from Rhode Island, they're gonna die on that hill. I'm gonna fucking tell them they're lame. Like,
Oh yeah, no, dude, they're great.
no, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, fucking awesome, huh?
Oh, they go great with the party pizza, the cold one with no cheese. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and you wash it down with a Dell's,
Yeah, okay.
which by the way, Dell's fucking blows. I can't stand Dell's.
I don't think I've had it.
It's not good.
Lemonade, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's fuck, what's the name of that? Screwball? You know, like the ice, it's like shaved ice, but
Oh,
it's like shitty shaved ice.
like when you get through it to a certain point, like
Yeah.
it just kind of
Yeah.
tastes like nothing.
Yes. That's Dell's lemonade. It's just
Like the bottom
shaved
of a slushy.
ice.
It was so good
Yeah.
for so long.
Yep. It's the bottom.
Slush puppy.
Yeah, slush puppy. Yeah. It's not good, right? Like it's just, and the funny thing, I actually saw someone post a video, I think it was on Instagram, where they were like making fun of Dells in Rhode Island, where they were like, "What the fuck is this stupid fucking lemonade?" And they pull the cup up because this is again a stupid thing that they do. They put a pretzel stick in the lemonade, and it's like this older woman who's like, "What is this shit?" It goes, "What am I supposed to do with this fucking pretzel?" Like it was just like kind of just riffing on how awful Dells is and how like why do they give you a fucking pretzel? Like it doesn't make any sense. Um,
Imagine going out with Nikos and someone being like, "All right, we're gonna get some lemonades, whatever." And it's like, is there booze in it? No. Then why are we drinking it?
yeah.
Like, no, you just have one.
Is it regular lemonade? No, it's frozen.
And then it
Well, is
comes
it
out, goes,
frozen
what the fuck?
like a
I already know
milkshake
how the
frozen?
conversation would go.
No, it's like
It
shaved ice frozen.
it comes out, it goes, what the fuck is this? You said it was fucking lemonade. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. This is a fucking snow cone.
Yeah.
You're like, and why the fuck did they shove a pretzel in it? He would be great.
We
We
should
will
film
never be
that.
able. We should
Yeah.
try to get him to that.
But yeah, Dell's can pound sand. That's just get ice cream. Hey, how about that? How about you just get ice cream?
Yeah, I mean, I won't tolerate ice cream, and I won't tolerate whatever this fucking abomination is
Or just
either.
get slush like Richardson slush, right? Like do not
Like
like
regular slush.
real regular slush. Like don't fucking come at me with oh yeah, Dells. Oh yeah, Dells. No, nope, Dells sucks. It's awful. Oh yeah, have you had Dells? Nope. I'd rather eat sand off the beach. Just fucking stick my hand in the sand and scoop it right into my mouth. It's
Does sound good though.
Yeah, on that note, you want to wrap this up?
Let me wrap this up. So, the kid that posed the question, which three states are you blowing up?
Yes.
Posed a new question.
Oh, okay.
Which three countries are you blowing up?
Oh Christ, that's there's a lot. There's a lot to consider there. What is there like
There is.
250 countries or something? How many
But you're not
countries
gonna
are there in the world?
yeah, but you're not gonna blow. So this is the thing though, right? Everyone wants to blow up like these random places, and it's like that country is so irrelevant.
Azerbaijan. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that, I'm like that country is
Turkmenistan.
so irrelevant. Why would you blow it up? Like it
Whoa,
doesn't
there
make
are
any sense.
way less countries in the world than I thought. There's only 195 countries. I thought there was like 300.
I don't know. Is it like bones in the body or no muscles? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either way. So first one, no bit of a doubt, France. I'm blowing up France. Got no use for that place or
Yeah.
their people, really.
I mean, their wine is solid, but
Yep.
you can
Other
get
place,
wine from
I
California
would say other places have wine too.
and Spain and Italy.
Yep. Um, I think I went with Haiti after that. Uh, seems like Haiti is like the Caribbean country that just doesn't fit, right?
uh,
And you put Haiti, like you look at Haiti on a map and go, oh, like Haiti should be like a nice place. And it's like, no,
there's just
you can
always some fucked up shit going on there too.
always, always.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
so not only like they no, they speak Creole or whatever the fuck. And it's like, great. You're in the Caribbean. Everyone else speaks Spanish, but yeah, sure. You speak Creole. Wonderful. And then it's like, yeah, there's always something fucking weird. Like they get whether it's natural disasters or what. I don't know. Haiti, it's just weird. And it's like again, just I'm getting rid of Haiti, period. I didn't actually finish my thought on the third. I almost was like leaning Brazil, but it was like almost the similar reasoning to Haiti, like, oh, you're in South America, but you're gonna speak Portuguese. Oh, right, because you're fucking special.
Right. Right.
Awesome. Um, and then I kind of also figured if you do blow Brazil off the planet, like people would miss France for some stupid reason. Uh, no one would miss Brazil. Like nature can kill you. It's poverty ridden. Like
I mean, the soccer product would suffer quite a bit, but
when was the last time they won a World Cup?
no, I mean, like they produce high level soccer players.
Whatever. So do hey, just like you can get wine and fucking
Yeah.
anywhere
Yeah.
else. Now I blew. I'm getting rid of France too, so you're out of them as well. Um, yeah, I don't know. Again, I didn't really get to like actually finish that thought. Because then it's like some people like, well, I would blow up like Iraq, and I'm like, Iraq is fucking useless. Now, again, they're gonna start World War III or whatever, or is that Iran? I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
Iran. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say Iran's usually the one that would. Iraq like couldn't be less relevant, in my opinion. And then like one of the kids said China, and I'm like, I feel like we're just gonna sweep that one under the rug. He goes, wait, no, not China. He goes, I'm gonna switch to Japan. He goes, I don't get Japan. I'm like, all right.
They'd be like, have you made it to US history yet? Because we did blow that place
We
up
tried.
already. Yeah, we tried.
But I mean, I would be content. I think I'd be content if my list was France, Haiti, and Brazil.
Okay.
But the Brazil one, I could be convinced of another country with a compelling argument.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. Um, so I have two ways that I was gonna go with this. I'm gonna share the first one that I don't think is gonna be my actual one, but it was like my knee jerk, like I heard this question, three countries, whatever. And it was Finland, Sweden, and Norway. Blow all three of them up because I can never figure out which one is which because they're all right next to each other in a row, and I never know which country is which. So just blow them all up so I never have to deal with that again. So that was my initial knee jerk. Like I said, I think I've crafted a better angle than that, but um,
Which
that
that's I gotta say, like all of those countries, they're just kind of like just kind of there.
yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna blow up Canada and Mexico. Those are the first two that I'm blowing up. That way we become an island and we don't have to deal with any bullshit from
And it was
anybody else.
also I was Canada was on my list. Um,
Canada is meth America. It's the West Virginia of North America. Um, uh, Canada is useless, right? It's fucking pointless. They have some really goofy laws that they're passing now up there too. Like someone sued the country the other day because they wanted the country, like the state, we'll call it the state, right? they wanted the state to pay for their um, surgery to have an extra whatever the extra genitalia was created. So I don't know if it's a woman that wants the country to pay for like a penis to be sewed on, or if it's a dude that wants the country to pay for a vagina to get added in. But like one of those, he sued the country and won. A judge was literally like, yes, the country needs to pay for that surgery for you. So like I'm all set. I'm all set with Canada. Fucking blow them up. Don't care. America's top hat again. The West Virginia of North America. I don't get it out of here. And then also Mexico because why not? Right to complete the islandification right of the United States. Um, so that gets us isolated from everyone else in the world. Because much like me, I'm using the leave me alone and stay away from me principle. So we blow up Canada, we blow up Mexico, the United States becomes an island. So I'm all set. And then the third country, um, I think I'm just going to go with Turkey because I don't like Turkey
Fuck the
the
Turks.
animal. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, because fuck the Turks. Shout out to our Armenian listeners. But I don't like Turkey the animal. I don't like turkey meat. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna blow up the country Turkey because it reminds me of the animal and the meat. So I'm
One of
gonna
the
go the Canada, Mexico, and Turkey.
one of the kids mentioned blowing up a country in Africa, and I was like, dude, do you understand how irrelevant of a fucking bomb that would be? Like, Africa's got it hard enough. You don't need to fucking get rid of one of their countries. I go, plus they're kind of like just doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like a don't ask, don't tell situation. It's so bad.
Basically.
So bad. Um, yeah, because I say other than that, I mean, I don't really have many issues otherwise. I mean,
No,
I got a lot of issues, but it's almost like the countries. So obviously, the three countries I picked, one doesn't fit. The other two are very pretentious. Like the French think they're the best, and
oui
the
oui.
Brazilians, I think the Brazilians think they're the best in South America, and it's like, no, I don't like you people. You annoy me, or the presence of you annoys me.
Yeah,
So, yep, I think I'm locked in because in the meantime, I haven't thought of a replacement for Brazil. So,
that works. Uh, all right. So my final thought is I played my first round of golf of the year yesterday. I think it's probably the latest first round I've ever played.
well,
Just
it's
a
been super nice out.
well, yeah, I know. So I was just gonna say it's a combination of work being really busy, the weather fucking sucking, and then also, having a newborn as well. So, um, but yeah, so first round of the year. I played yesterday morning. I made right now Chimawa. The earliest tee time you can get is 7 a.m. just because of light and temperature. Right, it's still April. Um, so I made a 7 a.m. tee time, and I was back working by like 8:45, which was phenomenal. Um, it helps that I only live 5 minutes from the course, but I went into it right with the mindset of um I would be satisfied with a 9 over, right? Just bogey every hole. But I was like, if I can shoot a 6 over in my first round of the year, not playing since probably October, I would be ecstatic. So wouldn't you know, I am what I think I am 6 over through the first 6 holes. Let me see. Let me pull it up really quick. No, I'm 5 over through the first 5 holes. The sixth hole, I make a par, and I go, "Oh, that's fantastic." And then on seven, so I played the back. So seven, it's 16, right? But on seven, it's a par three. It's the par three that like is the massive drop off down the hill. And it was like it was like 126 or whatever. So I hit pitching wedge. I thought I hit it fat, but I literally stuck it to about 7 feet. Um, and I hit the putt for birdie. So I went bogey, 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 par, birdie. And now I'm standing on 8T being like, well, this is fucking incredible. Like, I, I think this is great. Like, I actually feel pretty good about this. So I go, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, right? Like, I'm just going to play the hole, right? So that's kind of like a weird hole. It's a tough hole. So I just hit 6 iron, laid it back a little bit. It was in the rough on the right, and then the the wedge shot in, didn't make it to the green. It fell short. But I got on and I got out of there with the bogey. So now I am what did I say? I was 5 over 4. I'm 5 over standing on the ninth tee, which is the 18th. And me and the 18th hole at Chimawa do not get along. It's a stupid hole. It's a really fucking dumb hole, Mary. Like it's so stupid. Um, where the tee boxes are, it's about 190-ish to the edge of the fairway, and there's a fairway break, and then there's like a bunch of rough, and then there's a ravine that has a crick, if you will, that runs through it. And to get over the crick is like 240 ish. And then the fairway doesn't pick up again until like 250, 255. And there's a dog leg. It's a dog leg left. So like you need to hit a 255-yard draw off the tee if you want to carry the crick and put it in the fairway over the crick. It's just not, it's a stupid fucking hole. So normally when I play it, what I do is if I decide that I want to hit driver, I just try and blast it into, I think that's the 12th fairway. So it's just dead straight. You go over some trees and then, the 12th hole is coming down. So I blast it into the 12th fairway and then play the hole from there, right? Whether I have to go like under the trees to get back into the other fairway or up and around or whatever. Um, so that's what I ended up doing the other day. And getting back over didn't work out so great. Um, I shanked the wedge shot. So I tried to hit my second shot back into the other fairway, but instead it went straight. But it was fine, right? Because it went pretty far. I just hit like 8 iron. So I had, I think, what effectively ended up being like 70-ish yards to the green. But instead of being in the 18th fairway, I was in the 12th fairway, like right in front of the green. So I just had to like hit it up and over, and it didn't work out that way. So I was like, fuck. So then I got stuck under a bush. So then I had to punch out from under a bush, which actually ended up getting to the green. And I had like a 30-foot putt that I left to like literally 4 inches. And I was like, you motherfucker. And then I tapped it in double. So I doubled the 18th hole and I finished 7 over. Um, but all said, right? Like I went into it saying like if I can shoot a 6 over on my first round of the year, I would be thrilled. And I was 5 over on the 18th tee. So obviously made double and finished 7 over, but I'm still pretty pumped about that. So I'm sure the next time I go out, I'll shoot 12 over. But it's kind of nice, right? Because it was one of those like, I don't know how this is going to be. Haven't really swung much lately. I probably swung more in like February. Because I think we had some nicer days and I set up the net outside of my backyard and hit a couple. I was at least like swinging the golf club. Um, but yeah, I mean, first round of the year in the books.
Down it.
Yeah. So, um, that's it. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe up above, hit the thumbs up down below. Tell everybody you know about the show. Subscribe if you're an audio only guy as well. Leave us a review on Spotify and iTunes. You can get us on Instagram. That's the word I was looking for. At Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is sarcasm_speaks. Facebook is sarcasm speaks. The website is sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch, and then check out the show notes below and get all of the links and discount codes with the sponsors down there. Get yourself some great products. So until next time, good night, everybody.